And we're live. Here we are. Look at this. I haven't got a drink yet. Look, it's Misty Portugal's here. Galadriel Caresse is here. She might be messing with me. It looks like she's a statue. She's muted. Oh. She's giving us the spiral. There we are. All right, they're back. They're back. Oh, fantastic. I'm pouring the drink. We got the comments have coming in already. People are watching. Say hello. We got Slunche from the hot tub.
Just jealous.
Jealous indeed. Christopher Major was yay. Welcome, Christopher. Oh, there we are. I'm just
cheers to you.
I haven't even poured the drink yet. Just listen. Just got
what are you drinking tonight?
What I'm drinking tonight. You're very pink. Everything is pink. Your drink is pink, Misty.
It is. My drink is pink. My hair is pink. My lips are pinky purple. This is pink.
This as in singular, yes. Winona is
my nipples are pink, but you can't see them. You're welcome.
Let me embarrass a little bit. Galadriel. I'm drinking the breakfast gin like normal. They still haven't sponsored me, but
nice.
The pricks. But Galadriel, what are you drinking?
I am drinking the Jameson Stout edition.
Oh wow!
Jameson Stout edition. Oh, there we are. I'm just putting a bit of mix in. I poured a fairly steep glass.
Yay!
It's a mug. Let's face it, it's a mug.
I almost drank whiskey because I was on with you, and I know how much you love it. But I mean, I went for a whole theme. Like I had to do the pink.
So Winona saying it's two hot friends with opposite vibes. I'm sorry, Galadriel, that we have to leave you out of that, but it's it's the two of you. Thanks Winona for saying I'm not hot. Just want to put that out there. Miscellanea Montreal is hello. There we are. Latif is why hello there. There we are. We're all everyone's tuning in. We're getting started. Denis Leger is here. We can't get started without seeing that little putty cat. Hi, lovely people. We're off. We're off to the races. There's one thing I do want to mention at this time, and lots of hearts and fields, because a true innovator, a true burlesque queen has passed in the past week. So Tempest Storm. Let's Slunche, let's have a drink in the name of Tempest Storm.
Cheers, Tempest.
Cheers there, definitely.
Pioneer.
Slunche. Peace and memories for all and all the wonderful things you've done for people. Donata De Luca is saying, hey. So, hey, let's get going. This is the Love Doctor live stream. We're going to be answering your questions about love, sex, and relationships. If you want to have your questions, you can just put them into the chat, or you can actually go and put them anonymously. Just with that there. So go to sly.do and it's hashtag TLD52, because this is the 52nd episode. 52 episodes that we've had of this show. Can you believe that?
Yes, but no.
Yes.
This has been a show that's been created in lockdown. So we want, it's 52 weeks is far too long, but it's at the same time.
That's true.
I'm so glad that all of you have been out there supporting the show, and I'm have such wonderful guests who I can share an hour or two with every Wednesday night. So do you want to check out the questions, or is there anything that you want to jump on or mention before we get started?
Everything I want to talk about is a little political, so we cannot do that. Or we can. Yesterday was a really good day. Let's just say that.
Yes.
Yesterday was a good day, and I definitely agree. It is a great start, is what that was.
Exactly.
It's a great start. So
we'll get that out of the way, and I'll say cheers to that.
Cheers to that. So. My manager got their shot today.
Yay!
Yay!
They're sleeping it off right now. So that means I have free reign at this point. So no one's stopping me.
Uh-oh.
Oh yes, definitely. So we've got the questions. We start with the bottom here. because we always start with the bottoms. What do you do for yourself to get in the mood? I always enjoy sex when it happens, but getting excited about it and anticipating it would be fantastic for me and my partner. That is the question that we have here. A couple comments have come in. Laura Burton Bloom is saying, "I'm drinking along with you with the cheapest dep wine." Cheers, cheers for drinking on a budget.
Cheers.
It's still legally alcohol, not rubbing alcohol or anything. So,
I mean, to be fair, I just have to admit, you can actually get cheaper wine from the SAQ. This bottle, this was $10,
boom.
maybe $12. But the other one I bought the other day, that was $10. So just saying. So awesome! Yay for you for dep wine.
And it's the convenience of dep wine. There's
Oh my
provinces
God.
in Canada where you can't get alcohol at the dep,
It's sad.
or they don't know what a dep is for one thing. But Denis
Newfoundland, you
Leger,
can only get beer at the dep. Like,
he got his catsination today. Catsination. So it's
for
it's
you.
it's
Yay,
true. It's true. COVID has
yay!
transferred to felines. So felines were a vector. It's just one of the what a fucking year we've had. It's just the zombie flu has been coming via
Oh my God.
kitty cats.
The zombie flu. I love that you just called it the zombie flu.
You know what? Personally, I prefer to call it the Trump flu, but I don't want to say his name.
No, that's why. It is. Thanks. I didn't know that. I just looked at the sugar content and it had the less sugar. So I was like, yes, please. For rosé, I mean, it had to be pink, right? Like,
definitely with a theme. So Boris, is it Borsao is how it's pronounced, or Borsao?
Sure.
It is a great one.
Borsao, I guess. I don't. Where's it from? My contacts are not the right prescription, so I can't see.
All right.
Nope. Rosé wine, Spain.
It's from Spain. So all right.
Of course it is.
We'll call it the pink wine. There we are.
Wine.
We have the pink wine.
That starts with a B.
Do you remember the question?
Yes, it's what do you do to get you in the mood, and it could be for you and your partner, not just necessarily yourself.
Yes.
So
you're in the hot seat, so that means you go. You know what you're doing.
I'm great. I'm ready. So, I mean, I guess it depends on really what you're into, you know? Like sometimes you want to turn on porn and that will turn you on or whatever. Like personally, porn doesn't really do it for me. Although I do have to say, watching someone give a good blowjob does turn me on. I learned that. But mostly porn doesn't super do it for me. So I think it just depends on you and your partner, you know? Sometimes really sitting down and even just saying, I'm in the mood, or you, or like I'm horny, or doing that, and then the slight touches, or you know, that kind of thing can turn people on. Like a touch here and there. You're watching maybe a TV show and there's a sex scene on the TV show, that might do it. For me, I guess it's visual, so I would say something visual or touch. That's what I would do.
Or visual, Galadriel.
Or drink.
I'm in the hot seat. Honestly, think about it a lot. Take the time to imagine what's going to happen. I think masturbation is like just such a wonderful sex organ in a way. I would say also a fun thing to try is actually to remove the pressure, because especially sometimes with a partner for a long time, things can become like sort of routine or not. Take the pressure off. Just decide to make out and see where that leads you. Because I something that I've seen and through conversation, I know it's not like just a personal experience. If you are with a partner for a longer period of time, sometimes you sort of like start making out part to go straight to sex, which in some circumstances can be amazing. But let's not just discount consciousness of just making out and seeing where it leads you.
Yeah, that's good.
Boom. That is a beautiful answer. Both of you have had great answers. I definitely second the making out. Just there's things that I miss in this quarantine that have been bothering me. Just I'm going to be such a even hug slut after this.
Me too. Just cuddling. Like, could someone just cuddle on my couch with me, please? Like, that's it. Just cuddling. Doesn't even have to be sexual. Sorry.
to nuzzle my nose into the neck of my partner, just there's the hot breath, the tenderness of the lips, feeling that back, because that's something you can do. It's also take the time to talk. Don't forget to talk with your partner. And sometimes you might, again, it might be something that you watched and you can ask, I found that was hot, did you find that was hot? Or did you find that was hot? I didn't. Can you explain to me why it was hot for you? And then you get to learn a little bit more about your partner, and that kind of knowledge it's sort of, it does pull you together, and it might spark a little bit something. And let's face it, sexy times don't necessarily have to be just all about PIV. It's not just that. The making out, the cuddling, the spending time together, the caressing, it can be fucking hot. And if it leads to something that everyone is consensual about, then that's fantastic. But sometimes it's just enjoyable in its own. And
agreed. 100% agreed.
Orgasms are not an end.
No.
Right? They're part of the
end
journey.
all. Yeah.
Or the end all. So the journey itself should be something that's special if you're going to be sharing sexy times with somebody. Sexy times. Let's talk about the sexy times. We got the.
I think that you bring an excellent point.
Elaborate. We're waiting. I think there is a little bit of a delay coming with Galadriel. She may have to drop her camera settings down a little bit, which is such a shame because she's looking so fucking deadly.
It's true.
Yes.
We can't hear you at all.
Okay, let me try to fix this for you, my loves.
We're going to come back to you while you're fixing your camera, but I'll just jump onto the next question. Right, I probably shouldn't say jump on with what the next question is. I just saw a little preview of it for a second. The next question is, what is scissoring? What is scissoring? And I'm in the hot seat. Scissoring is a position that's attributed to lesbian sex, where two women will be grinding their vulvas together. There is a question of that I'm not able to answer about whether or not that is pleasurable for both, and whether or not it requires a certain level of skill. Maybe I'm not sure if my guests can answer that question. But in the hot seat now, it's Misty Portugal. What is scissoring?
Yep. All I can say is what you said, and I have zero idea. I mean, I would presume it's pleasurable for both people, because I know that sometimes when I'm really turned on, like rubbing myself on someone's leg feels really good. So I can only imagine that if it's two vulvas rubbing on each other, it's going to feel really good. But I've never done it, so I can't really tell you from experience. But like, I've legit rubbed myself on my partner's leg at the time, and like, it was awesome. So,
boom, Galadriel. We've got movement.
Can you hear me now?
Yes, we can hear you. I didn't have a problem hearing you. It was only the visual. We got sound.
It was the visual. Okay, so I think the description that you gave, Love Doctor, was quite accurate. In terms of pleasure, well, yes, I think that it's something that can absolutely be pleasurable, but let's just remember, as with anything sexual, or people are all different, so they'll enjoy different things. Absolutely. So just because it's really, really hyped up in porn doesn't mean that it's going to be like the be all and all for any. It's something that you're curious about and have never done. But again, like, jump into it with open, and it might be great. It might just be meh. And that's okay too. It doesn't mean that there's anything wrong with you if you find that it's something that you don't enjoy.
Mm-hmm.
All right, we are. I'm not sure if you're running anything else that's using your Wi-Fi bandwidth, Galadriel, but that time your sound was dropping a little bit. We did have a few good comments come in at the same time. Christopher Murtaugh saying scissoring is not only a woman-on-woman activity, though it's traditionally for vulva-having people. So not all women have vulvas,
Thank you.
and not all vulva havers are women.
Yeah.
To be clear,
That's true.
I think when I did the scissor fingering hand sign, they said it looks like a lesbian gang sign. So there we are. And I believe Latif was saying that yes, when I commented that my two co-hosts were looking deadly, I think I said Galadriel looked deadly. Both of you are looking fucking deadly tonight. But Latif was definitely agreeing
To that.
with that as well. Fantastic! Oh my goodness! Look who's in the chat, just saying hello. We got Daphne
Hello.
Etienne is there. There we are. Fantastic! The last week's show was amazing. All of you.
Oh my God,
have
it was
been-
so good.
It was just such a pleasure. I've known Felicia Rain for well, it's longer than she's been alive. If you ask her what her age is, so it's it was so happy to have her on the show, and you can check that out in the back episodes. But after this one's over,
Yes, please.
Denny Leger is saying scissoring is when rock and paper lose. I think rock wins. I think rock wins against scissors.
It does.
It does. All right. I'm not that far from the playground. What was that hand gesture? Oh, okay. All right. Just,
Scissoring.
all I saw was this, which was just completely different game. So it's not a bad game, but it's a completely
Scissors, rock, paper.
all right. Jenny Watson is saying hi, everyone. Welcome, Jenny. My voice cracked. Did you hear that? My voice cracked. All of a sudden,
You're very excited.
I'm just very excited. Okay, we've got the next question. Is there it in? Is squirting actually just peeing? Well, that is the question that we have currently in the hot seat. It is the fantastic Galadriel Caresse. And just to point out that Galadriel can be found on Instagram as galadriel.caresse. And she's got that pensive look. It's a freeze frame.
It's actually a great freeze.
About squirt, not exactly. There's actually a lot of debate around this. What I can say, however, is that a lot of the squirting that's typically portrayed in porn can be sometimes helped in terms of volume. But yes, interestingly, I mean, I'm no sex expert, but I know that there's a lot of debate as to what exactly the liquid is. It does not necessarily come out of
Oh, your sound is dropping again. We may have to have you drop your camera another step or something, Galadriel.
Oh, no.
Can you hear me now?
Okay, well, I can hear you now. It's also, we should be advertising for Verizon the amount of times that we've been saying that.
Yeah, that's true.
If Galadriel, you have anything else running on your Wi-Fi right now, you might want to remove that, or anything on your internet, just to shut that off to give you a better connection. All right.
I will do some tech a little bit and come back to you.
Okay, I'll do my best answer and best understanding of that is yes. Sometimes a female ejaculate will include some urine, but it definitely is not just urine, and it tastes fucking different. That's so it's I think probably the most surprising time I've ever been involved with a squirting situation was on the bottom during a 69, and I was I was probably a bit of a jerk because I sort of wrapped up and I wouldn't kind of let them go as I was really enjoying what was happening, and then all of a sudden it's like the back of my eyeballs were being washed, a little bit of a power wash. So that it's something to yes. Misty Portugal.
Sorry, that was good. The back of your eyeballs.
Winona J. Fox's squirting is totally valid, but porn makes it look hella extra.
It's true.
Yes. A lot of things in porn are just wrong, not realistic.
Hence why it's not my favorite. It's also very misogynistic, most of it, so I get mad.
A lot of porn can be equated to the Snyder Cut.
I didn't see that yet.
You don't have to.
I probably will, but I mean, I don't know. Anyway, but like, that's not my favorite. DC is not my favorite. But anyway, we digress. So I'm not really sure what it is, but I can tell you from experience, it doesn't smell like pee. And
doesn't taste like it.
The only time that it's ever happened to me was with one partner who was younger than me. And I don't know if it was position or what, but like every single time that I had sex with this person, I ruined his bed. Three times. And it was like bad. Like I've never squirted like that ever again, or even before. It was just that one time, and it was like bad. Like he had to let his bed air. He had to sleep on the couch for 2 days, he told me. 2 days. And like he wasn't even my boyfriend at the time. So I felt a little bit bad, but not really.
Look, from the male perspective, I will just say that he was probably very fucking proud to be sleeping on that goddamn couch.
Well, yeah, it was really fun, I gotta say. But it didn't smell. That's the thing. It smelled like sex, but it didn't smell like pee. Because, oh my God, I totally smelled it when he went to the bathroom. To clean up after I went. Of course I smelled it. And it didn't smell like pee. So I would say no, it is not pee. Maybe there's a little in it, but it definitely isn't, because it's just not.
We have a few.
Definitely doesn't smell like that.
We have a few comments, and then we're going to bring Galadriel back in.
Good.
Okay. T. Arsenault is saying there are many different types of female ejaculate. Not all fluids are the same, nor come from the same organs or glands.
That makes sense.
It definitely makes sense. Wendy Bonbon saying it can be very intimidating the first few times, or like every time. There we are. It's anyone who's trying to force somebody to is an asshole. Let's state that. Please do not try to force your partner to do that, even if they say that it's something they can do.
Hear the word force. Yes. I know that this is meant in like a good way because you want them to have pleasure, but like anytime there's anything that is forceful, like that in a partnership, I don't think needs to be there.
Can we just bring up maybe a little piece of sex etiquette at that? Yeah. Is if what you're trying to do is try to do something to your partner rather than with your partner, then it's not about them, it's about yourself.
Yes.
And that's why I'm trying to train myself. Cheers to that, Slanche. I'm trying to train myself to say have sex, but to share sex, because it is a shared experience. Galadriel, you sort of got cut off there with your answer. Do you have anything that you wanted to add?
Actually, what smile. I was going to add, you actually with my mind. Yes, focus on partner's pleasure, not on achieving some kind of thing. Are they enjoying the moment? If not, just move on. It's not about like.
I just, the way Galadriel, the way you put that, it just all of a sudden it made me think of the video game players, mashing buttons trying to get the next achievement. It's just, which would be great on like my Steam profile, induces multi-orgasms. That would be great just to see that on Twitch. Like that would be a great little, flag to have. You want to make sure that one's always at the top.
Oh my God. That's great.
It's just
my Steam. My Twitch. Woohoo.
Anyone out there who's playing video games, or especially during the lockdown, the next question. Oh, we've got questions in both areas tonight. So I made the mistake of calling it the wrong area last week, which was
I wish you guys
them in the wrong area
right now. My cat is like really looking cute for the show.
If the cat comes on the screen, we'll get a comment from Denny Leger, and I think we might
True.
win the internet.
It's true.
The next question is: I've heard eating pineapple makes semen taste better. Fact or myth?
Fact.
And yeah, it's Galadriel has a hot seat first.
I cannot speak specifically to pineapple, but I do know that diet affects the taste of semen. So maybe you want to experiment and see what it does. I mean, pineapple is really good for you anyway. So have some fruit.
Definitely. There's it's a very sweet thing. It's also, by the way, it's a natural anti-inflammatory. So people who who get tongue piercings are encouraged to eat pineapple or to drink pineapple juice. And it does. The sweeter diets do tend to make the bodily fluids, such as semen. I was about to say, what other bodily fluids are there? Oh, there's blood. But yeah, so vampires are looking for all those people who really chomp down on pineapple. But it does affect the taste. It's not just what you consume, like food wise, but also smoking will change a person's taste. And certain drugs will also change a person's taste.
Oh,
so, but pineapple does the good thing. Asparagus kind of does the bad thing. Misty. I mean, some people like the bitter taste, you know.
Ew.
Ew.
Ew. Just I mean, ew, like imagine like asparagus cum tasting like what asparagus pea smells like. That'd be awful. But apparently, okay, sidetrack, but apparently the people that smell the asparagus pea or even produce the asparagus pea, you have to have some sort of enzyme in your body that works like that. Not everybody smells it. So that tells me that not everybody would taste asparagus cum. Anyway, I digress. I say yes, fact about pineapple, because I tested it with a partner. We totally tested it. I was like, eat pineapple for 2 days in a row and we'll see what happens. And definitely it tasted better. But as Galadriel said, and as you both said, like definitely diet does affect it. But I mean, diet affects your body in general. You know, like it doesn't matter if it's with like fluid or if it's just your skin or everything. I mean, we're mostly water, right? So I guess we're all fluid. So, but diet just always affects it. And I do find that people that eat a lot of meat, not to put down meat, I mean, I'm not a fan of the industry, but whatever, I still eat meat. When you eat a lot of it, lots of things change. Your sweat changes, like your smell of your sweat changes. Your cum changes. I would presume a female ejaculate changes, like, you know. And then when you eat more fruit, which I would think is more natural, so a more natural diet, it definitely fruit's sweeter, so it's natural sugars. That definitely affects it too. But pineapple, 100%, that's true as fuck.
A lactose-free friend had told me that they disliked riding the bus back when people rode the bus because too many people smell like cheese. Because people who drink milk sort of give them the odor of cheese. Which is a weird kind of thing to say. And I'm just hoping, if anyone wants to do an experiment about whether or not a gin semen tastes different, please contact me.
That's great.
And
Also,
Winona J. Fox is saying nicotine, meat, and dairy aren't great for fluids.
That makes sense.
Latif is go, whoa, what about the devil's lettuce? Because we are one day past 420. I think it's
I've never
tobacco to
noticed.
tar. Which makes the big difference, because I know edibles generally don't, but a lot of edibles have a lot of sugar as well, and the sugar makes taste sweet. Christian Major saying, "Oh, the legal Canadian cabbage," in reference to the devil's lettuce. And Jenny Watson, interesting facts. There we are.
Swear to God, we did that back when I had a partner. What was that, like a million years ago?
Oh.
I lie. It was really only a year ago. A year and what are we? March, April, 4 months. But still, who's counting?
There we are. The next question is COVID. COVID counts.
Fuck you, COVID.
I'm interested in laser hair removal. Any experience with this? Is it worth it? I've heard it only works with dark hair. Dark hair? What? Not dark hair. Dark hair. Dark hair. Misty, you are in the hot seat.
Sure. I've never done laser hair removal, though I've really, really thought about it because my bikini line I find very difficult. Like I get, if I wax or shave or anything, I really get bumps and ingrown hairs a lot, and it's just really uncomfortable. But I hate having hair on my bikini line. But I have friends that have done it, and they swear by it. It never comes back, and it seems to work on all hair that I know of. But that's, again, not personal experience.
Galadriel.
I can actually speak from personal experience. I did it for a year, and while I was still doing treatments, it worked kind of well. But it seems that my body is hairy, and my hair is like just vigorous. I probably
Me
would
too.
have needed like years worth of treatments. So that's something to consider because laser hair removal is not cheap. So it's great, and I feel that most places will, like the hair free for the rest of your life. May it may not be the case. So if you're interested, I mean, by all means, I don't know if Groupon still exists, but I got an amazing deal out of it. But I know that in my personal situation, I would have needed much more than that I did.
I'm afraid of that too.
I've heard that it does grow back, but it grows back like as finer hair. It's like new hair growth. It's not like it's like how when it's shaved it comes back thicker. We get some experience. Here is Donata Danluco. Luca, sorry, is saying depends on how much money you're willing to spend and invest the time that it takes to get results.
She's one of the people I was thinking of.
But depending each person, some people need to maintain nonetheless after with waxing. And again, if it's finer hair, it responds better to waxing than or easier to waxing than the thicker hair. But it makes waxing much easier and quicker. All right, we're on the same, Donata, on the same wavelength. It can significantly reduce the amount of hair that does grow back quickly. By the way, thank you very much, Dee. I want to take this moment in time to remind people that we're trying to grow the channel. So I know that I do ask that people donate to the channel if they can. The first link on this it's my manager's link tree. It says buy me a drink. Any of the money that's donated tonight is going to be split with the two fantastic performers I have on screen with me right now.
Buy us all drinks.
Buy us all drinks, please. But I understand that not everyone can. Not everyone can right now.
No.
So hitting the like, if you're underemployed at this point in time or just short cash because of this COVID situation, just hit the like button, hit share. It's just down in the corner, and that does make a huge difference for the channel. And we're currently rebuilding this channel to be exclusively Love Doctor content. But to do that, I need to make sure that I can get the subscriptions up. So we're currently sitting at 65. We had a big giveaway when we reached 50. So it was like an $80 prize pack. When we reach 100, we're going to have another giveaway. And tonight, one of the people who's going to donate to support the show will be contacted to receive one of these. It's a Love Doctor sticker. Misty Portugal will be having one coming to them very shortly because they won recently as well.
I kind of really want two.
You want two? Then we will.
Oh, I'm sure.
I'm sure make that happen.
I just want to do pasties with them. I know they're big, but they'll be perfect for me. So. And I know lots of people have done that already, but I don't care.
They haven't done it with the Love Doctor stickers as of yet. So
really,
not yet. Donato was saying it can significantly reduce the amount of hair that does grow back.
That's weird. You got that comment twice.
Oh no, it's probably I just brought it up twice. That's all. Jenny Watson said I spoke with an esthetician and was told that hair have multiple growth lives, so it takes multiple times to remove it, to kill it with the laser, apparently.
That makes
Danny de
sense.
Belfay saying, hello, gorgeous people. Please, Danny, give my best to the fantastic Felicia Rain, Galadriel, Misty, and the Love Doctor, looking fierce. Oh, it's, I do so much to try to not look fierce, I don't want to be intimidating. All right, no one's going for that. I'll just leave that.
You never look intimidating, Love Doctor.
I'm not sure if that was what. All right.
That's a compliment. That means like you're very comfortable. Why else would we want to talk sex with you? Because we're very comfortable with you. If you were intimidating, I wouldn't be here.
Boom. So not intimidating in a bad way, not intimidating in a good way. All right. This question is, I saw that you got the AstraZeneca vaccine. Aren't you worried about blood clots?
Oh, let's have a discussion.
Let's have a discussion. Galadriel, you're in the hot seat. Do you have anything to say on this?
Yes, I'm not minimizing the risk of the vaccine, but I think it needs to be put in perspective. Precisely yesterday, and women who take hormonal birth control are at risk to likes of 225 more likely to get blood clots than the vaccine. I obviously want everyone to be safe, but let's put things into perspective.
Boom. The hammer has dropped. Yep. Misty, do you have anything to add?
Exactly. That's exactly what I was going to say. Because I think about a bunch of different things. Like, so at first when I heard it, okay, real talk, I don't like watching the news, and I get a lot of my shit from Facebook. So I have to actually do the digging to find out what's real when I see, you know, the person making the comment on Facebook. So of course I saw the comment that you know, you can get blood clots from it. And then I did the research, and then, yeah, it's way less likely you're going to get a blood clot from AstraZeneca than a woman on birth control. Absolutely. Like Galadriel just said, way less likely. And I mean, even if you think about it, they were trying to develop a fucking male birth control pill. Oh, and what happened? A few of them got blood clots, and then all of a sudden, no, we can't let them have that. So in my mind, this is just another way that people are being like, oh, be really careful with what you're doing. But yet we'll just let women fucking do all this shit with their hormones and then also get blood clots and die from them. But that's fine. It makes me mad.
Boom. As my manager and I both managed to get the shot today. It's not slowed me down, but that fucker's off asleep somewhere. I am not worried for that very case. The fact that there's two reasons. Again, you know, female hormonal birth control is more apt to give you blood clots than AstraZeneca. And two, if you do not get the vaccine and you end up catching COVID, you've got a good chance of getting blood clots anyway, from the damage that you're doing to your lung.
And you have a good chance of getting, of having things happen to you after the fact. Like, as far as I understand, a lot of the studies are showing that a lot of the people that have had COVID, and it even wasn't very bad when they had it, do have side effects afterwards.
A musician friend of mine is going to be on blood thinners for the rest of their life,
right?
Because they spent 4 weeks suffering from COVID, and have a permanent lung damage as well.
But it's just the flu.
Jen Ice is saying, I just took the AstraZeneca vaccine, so woot with you. Congratulations. They've in Montreal, for those who are not in Montreal or not in Quebec, Montreal area has dropped the age to 45 and above for people who can receive the vaccine, and you can just walk in as well down at the Palais de Congrès in Montreal. The people saying it causes blood clots don't actually care about the health risks. They're just don't want to get vaccinated.
You might be right.
You might be right. Let's sorry. One of the positive things in the news. We were looking for positive things in the news. No, I can't do that. I don't. As much as I'm I feel like it's karma. It's Ted Nugent had contracted COVID. It felt like he was going to die, considering that he thought it was a hoax, and was
Yay!
having concerts and Trump support rallies.
Ugh,
So
Yeah.
the
apparently
orange
COVID's worse than the
turd.
cat scratch fever.
You can, instead of saying his name, you can just say the orange turd. I mean,
The
I've been
orange.
saying it for like 5 years now, so.
Actually, there's a Canadian comedian, a Canadian Nicaraguan comedian who
But
came up
yes.
with the name the Mango Mussolini.
I like the orange turd better. Because
But you
we've all
like
had
mangoes.
orange turds. Haven't you ever
Mhm.
just had an orange turd? You have. And usually they're explosive, just like he was or is sometimes on Twitter. So it's like an explosive, oh dear, explosive orange turd.
All right, let's get to some of these comments before we get swamped. Denny DeBilfe said, "I'm on male birth control, but that's because I sleep with men," which is it's an active way to prevent pregnancy. That's for sure. Jen Ice is saying so true about women's health because or birth control. Sorry, the BC I read is because, but it's birth control.
Mhm.
The risk of vaccines
And birth
should
control.
shouldn't be personal risk a calculation. It's the collective risk at a race against a more deadly variant. Please get the vaccine if you can. Definitely. Another vote for the orange turd.
Yes,
Loving
orange
it.
turd.
If I had a blue turd after being on the Love Doctor True Story, so I was not responsible. I just want to say I was not responsible. So just
What were
you wanted to try to
drinking?
make all right. Felicia Rain tried to make a glow in the dark drink. And they ended
I
up.
missed it.
Yes. So that was
Sorry.
I only got there so late and you guys were still going and I was kind of drunk and it was the best time of my life for those 15 minutes.
definitely watch it on repeat. If you go to the YouTube channel, you can actually
I
see
will.
the old episodes. Make sure you comment on them as well if you're going.
Okay.
Stephanie Parnell is laughing. That's what we want to do. We want to bring happiness to people in this time, and we are doing.
I'm
Look at the
glowing.
amazing
Come
co-hosts
on.
I have here.
I can
Fantastic
glow
people.
even more. Look.
Oh no, Felicia Rain, it failed. They
Oh,
threw up
nothing.
hard. I'm just sorry. It's just with the color of that drink. I'm just picturing it's like Slimer hit you from the original Ghostbusters. Just as a child, I had a friend who wanted to disguise the fact that they were drinking, and so on a night out, like we were. I'll just say we were below 14, and they decided that their drink of the choice for the night was going to be creme de mint.
Oh God,
And
why? Why?
because if anyone smelled it on
14.
their breath, they thought they just brushed their teeth.
Ooh, that's a dangerous choice.
That's 12, 13-year-old mentality thinking about getting
Been
away
there.
with drinking.
Done that. Not good.
They got sick
Yeah.
to the point, and
Yep.
it was like a scene from The Exorcist, just this glowing green stuff just flying from their mouth. It was. There we are. It's Danny DeBelle said it was Smurf jizz. It's just so classy. It's worse. We were in the woods, so it was like coating onto the trees and the leaves and the ferns.
Stories, this is great. I don't. Oh no, my worst puke story has nothing to do with anyone else. Fucking puked on myself in bed and didn't know. I even got up, went to the bathroom, came back to bed, was like, why does this smell like puke? Then woke up a couple hours later to dried puke. I'm lucky I didn't die. I sat up, puked, went back to sleep, got up, peed, came back, got in the puke bed, and then woke up after. No, I just
You
kinda
could have
repeated
Bon
that, but-
Scott it. That's not a good
And the
thing.
worst thing is, it was at my parents' house. Yeah, I lived with my parents at the time. And you know what I did? I drank tequila sunrises and I was flirting with the bartender. So he was making me mostly tequila and a little bit of the sunrise. And then, don't even. And then, okay, I'll tell you the whole thing real quick. So after I had that, I was like, what else can I get that's a double? So I decided that I should go ahead and change to White Russians. Who in the fuck decides that they should go from a tequila sunrise to a White Russian? That is orange juice and milk mixing in your belly, not even thinking of the tequila and the vodka and the Kahlua. This is what happens when you're
So
in your
bad.
20s. So I drank that.
20s. I was pitching in mid-teens. That's
No,
the decision-making process.
I was in my 20s. Listen, I was a late bloomer, okay? Not really, but anyway. So yeah, I had all this. So I get home. I was so drunk. Okay, I don't remember the cab ride, and I'm missing $20. Actually, well, like $20, I guess, to get home. $20. I don't know where it went. Then I get home. My mom says she heard banging on the wall, and then nothing for like 20 minutes. And she's like, what the fuck? So she comes and knocks on the bathroom door. I was passed the fuck out. If I lived alone at that moment, I would have been passed out on the toilet and probably vomited with my head down like this on the toilet. Yeah, not a word of lies. She put me in bed, and that's when I did all that. And then I had to clean it all up. And it doesn't even end there because I didn't clean it up beforehand. I took everything and threw it all in the washer together, like as in the comforter and the sheets, thinking that it would all clean super well. It didn't clean at all. So after it went through a vomit wash, I had to take the sheets out and then clean them both separately. I can't even make this up. It was fucking awful. Like
all
your
right.
friend was in the woods.
So I want to point out, if you are dealing with drunk friends who are passed out, and I believe this is probably what your mother did, they probably put you in the safety position. And the safety position is to sort of just move their legs, lock their legs, put one arm underneath their head and the other one outstretched, which will prevent them from rolling over onto their back, which is the safety position. So please just verify that with the internet, because that is dangerous.
Yeah, she must have, because I definitely sat up and did this, and I woke up sleeping like this, but I'm sure she didn't put me to bed on my back. I would have died.
Tequila is the devil and bartenders are the antichrist. So a good thing I like it bad.
I have tequila here.
Christopher Murtaugh saying the dude abides. We got us wild Delilah herself is there crying with the laughter. Daniel Leger saying, I'm feeling unwell due to symptoms of my vaccination. Oh no! So I'm going to curl up into a ball of fur. So have a good show, everyone.
We send you love.
Feel better, Denny.
Meow meow.
We send you so much love.
I once got so drunk at a Dan Dirksen party that I woke up in the train tracks, but I also got to feel up Morgan, as in Morgan O'Shea. So it was a win-win. If anyone's familiar with the comedian Morgan O'Shea, who just recently became a father. Christopher Murtaugh says they get theirs on Friday. So yes, go, please get your vaccinations. Let's get us all healthier as soon as fucking possible. Please also don't forget to get some questions in. The Slido is still open. If you want to do it anonymous, or you can just drop them into the chat, and we have more questions.
Lots of stories.
We love the stories.
No, I said I have lots of stories.
Oh, you have lots of stories.
Oh yes, my friend.
T Arsenal is saying, has any one of you had sex while on LSD?
Fuck no.
All right, we got a fuck no. Galadriel. All right, maybe we'll take that as a no as well.
That was a giggle and then a freeze. I need to know what happened.
So Galadriel, have you ever had sex on LSD?
Can you hear me now?
I can hear you now. All right, Verizon, we're not paying Verizon for the use of the catchphrase.
No.
All of this to say no.
No, all right. I've had sexy times on mushrooms, but not on LSD itself. So
oh my God.
That's a very different hallucinogenic experience.
Okay, so drugs and me and sex are like, I think at the very beginning when I ever first tried I kind of was like sexy times, and then I got older, and then none of it makes me sexy. All of it makes me introspective, and I have a great fucking time. But I'm like, don't fucking touch me. Don't touch me. I want to have this on my. We can cuddle, but there's none of this. What was that? Apparently, this is sex to me right now. Okay, then. Sure.
Sex and
T-boning,
timeout.
none of that.
That's sort of like the male equivalent of scissoring.
Wouldn't that be this?
Or would that would be docking, wouldn't it? Docking.
Maybe.
There's please somebody if somebody really needs to know what docking is, let us know.
Yeah, please. I don't know. What it is, actually.
I
That's
do want to point out that I got very much frightened away from the idea of sex on E or MDMA by a partner.
Because they say that it's better and you'll never have anything better. It's a lie.
All right. Well, I'm too old probably to go back to those
with
times
Misty
now.
on that one.
You're going with Misty on that one. It's the thing is though with the way with the serotonin receptors do burn out from overuse. It does sort of calculate. Now, they're smart. People can be smart with ecstasy or with MDMA, and they have the beta blockers, which sort of cut it off before the damage occurs. But not everyone is that smart, or I'm not that good of a chemist to know exactly what would be the timing.
I feel like it's also same thing for you while on drugs. Yes, Stephanie. I feel like it's a myth just because it does feel really good, but like I guess it would depend. Okay, so I say that it's fake, but like I guess it really depends on personality, you know? It's like any drug, right? If you do a drug and you get super high and you're always chasing the high, you're never going to get the same high as you got when the first few times you did it. So maybe it's the same with sex on these drugs, where you do it once and it feels like that high because it's so fucking good. And it also, I think, depends on when you do it in your trip. Like, there were points when I first did E. It was E first, and then I did MDMA. But when you first did E, there were some points where, like, this felt like somebody was, like, licking my clit. Like, this was, like, fucking amazing. Not in the same way, but just as amazing. So I feel like possibly having sex at that point, maybe you wouldn't get any better. But I didn't have sex then. I had sex later on when I was like more coming down curve from it. Right? So I guess maybe it's that. But I really think that, I mean, the more I think about it now as I'm talking, it's kind of like, I do think that maybe it really depends on the person and it depends on when you do it. Because I could see that, but it's never going to be, I mean, you can't compare everything. Like, I guess maybe that's also maybe the mark of like, you know, an addict kind of thing, right? Like where you have that high and you're always chasing that high. So you have to do more and more and more to get back that same high. So maybe it's the same thing with sex and MDMA, where you just want to keep always having sex or always having sex on MDMA and always making sure that you're doing it at the same time or something. There
is also the thing with any of the non-regulated drugs. The fact is the chemical compounds that are in them are not going to be consistent from dose to dose as well, and different people react differently to different drugs.
Exactly.
I know people for whom LSD doesn't even really phase them.
LSD itself, like, oh my god, I could never. Fucks me up, man. I love the fuck up, but sex wise, no.
But yeah, I think it depends. I think in many cases, I was just saying, I think in cases where someone especially struggles with vulnerability and letting go and being in the moment,
it could be helpful.
That may create that experience. It can be helpful, but again, like I would urge anyone to learn to be more present when they're having sex or, you know, sharing sex with like either alone or with a partner. It's so easy to get completely wrapped up in our heads. I guess sometimes we'll need drugs to like literally snap out. It's something that can be practiced. You can absolutely learn to body 100%. And then sex becomes something that's completely different. Necessarily need, you know, help to get there. It could be fun, but I think like with any drug, it's important to see what you're seeking from it and see, is this like literally the only way you can get there, or is it like just a shortcut, but you could still get there on your own kind of thing?
Yes.
As with
I
anything that
agree.
we do mention on this channel, please do the research for yourself and think about how it is for you.
Yeah,
The advice that we give here is generally just for entertainment purposes. Just
absolutely. We're
so
not experts.
the legal advice. Daniel DeBelle is saying the best LSD quote is from Marilyn Manson in the
Ooh, Marilyn
movie Party Monster. Do you like my UFO? So
I don't like Marilyn Manson, but we'll move on from that.
we'll move on from that. There's also probably one of the best
Neither do
references
I.
to drugs. Would be the joke by Bill Hicks that was sampled by the band Tool, and he says, "Why do you never see a good?" I'll recommend for people to look it up, but it starts out as, "Why do you never see a good news, a good drug story on the news?" It's always, should I do the joke? It's
Yes,
Bill Hicks'
do it.
joke, but just for the reference, and
It's
he'll
okay.
do it
Wait,
far
wait.
better than I do
We
it.
understand it's Bill Hicks's joke. You're not trying to take it as your own. And
All right.
go.
So he says, why do you never see a good? He's American, but he was very big in the UK. Why do you never see a good drug story on the news? It's always like a young man on acid thought he could fly, jumped off a building. What a tragedy! What a dick! Like, if he thought he could fly, why didn't he take off from the ground first? I mean, you don't see ducks lining up to take the elevator to the roof. Right? You know, why can't we have a positive news story about drugs? It's like today a young man on acid realized that we are all comprised of energy, that we're all one consciousness, observing itself subjectively, and that
Oh my
together we
God.
can come together in peace and harmony to explore the cosmos ad infinitum.
I love that.
And now Ted with the weather.
I love it.
Yes.
I paraphrased some of it, but Bill Hicks, American legend, he's there's going to be a biopic movie of him, coming out of him, hopefully in the next few years. But he's
anyone
a brilliant
that's ever
comedian.
done like mind altering drugs knows. Yes, exactly, Latif. Yes, God damn it. We should have the good drug stories like that. Because anyone that's ever done those, like you do come to a clarity, even about everything, about sex, about yourself, about the world, about stuff. You come to a clarity that is yours and yours alone, and it's up to you what you do with it. And like I don't have regrets, really. I really don't. But I do a little bit wish that I had written this stuff down when I was younger, because in my like younger years when I was in university, I did lots of drugs and I actually had lots of epiphanies, and it
See,
did shape my world.
as a writer who's very fond of mushrooms, I did for a good while keep track. I did audio recordings as well as tried to write down the thoughts that I was having. And sober me went, this is shit. So I never had those moments. I mean, they felt like those moments at the time, but in the cold, hard eyes of sobriety.
Sometimes it is shit. But sometimes if you look past the facade of the shit, you get to the point of what you were thinking. But that cannot be said about the orange turd. That is just pure explosive shit. Just saying.
We're getting behind on the questions and
we
comments.
Are sorry.
Let's try to catch up. Stephanie Parnell is saying, I think sober sex is the best sex. Not that I've tried every drug while having sex to compare, but the way I look at it, if I love sex as it is, why try to change? I do believe in experimentation, because I've had partners who go, oh no, this is what I like and that's all I'm going to try, and that sort of becomes very boring with that. So you have to be open to some kind of experimentation, but please don't change your body chemistry for someone if you're not comfortable in doing so. DIY Muggle Guy saying Misty found a great way to place a disclaimer before the Love Doctor's joke. Way to go! Thank you very much, Misty, and thank you DIY for recognizing that.
That took me a second. I was like, "What do you mean? What disclaimer did I do?" I remember now. Okay, we're good.
Because this is the alcohol. By the way, what is it? It's write drunk, edit sober.
Yes,
Danny's
100%.
saying my best writing has come
Yes.
from drug-induced trips.
Yeah,
I'm not saying that it wasn't interesting writing, but at the same time, it wasn't.
I want to
the
know
thing.
the Winnie the Pooh shroom monologue. I want to know this. Please send it to me, Misty
we're-
Portugal on Facebook and Instagram.
We're gonna have to see that, Danny DeBelfe. So you post it to your YouTube or Instagram, please. Christian Major saying sex experimentation is like an all you can eat. Oh, definitely you gotta eat buffet. Buffet. A little of everything, please. Definitely be open to experimentation. And just because you didn't like something with one partner doesn't mean you won't like it with another partner.
100%. Absolutely.
Christopher Murtaugh say tragedy. We're all out of blue cheese. Woe is us. There was Danny DeBelfe. We'll do, Misty. Good. We're gonna see that. Let's see these questions that we're getting behind on. Blue cheese. All right. There it is. Blue cheese. We got the comment. Blue cheese. Good wine. Hot tub. Sex partner. What could be better? Apparently, according to Musty, is
blue cheese.
yeah, it's being out of blue cheese will make it better. So Christopher, you've just passed a milestone for Misty on that one. Galadriel, do you have anything to add?
Do you like the blue cheese, Galadriel?
It's
okay if you do.
Go forth and enjoy. I do. I really do.
That's
I really
awesome.
do.
I hate it. I love cheese, but not blue cheese, man. Oh my god.
The next question is, who's the sexiest character in the MCU, and why is it Captain America? Also, Loki is acceptable. Misty, you said you're not a D.
America.
It's America's ass.
You said MCU, and it's not DC, so that's great. I mean, it depends on what you think of as sexy, because for me, it legit depends on how I'm feeling at the time. Like, buckle up. So, like, Thor I find sexy just in general because I find the actor sexy, but I like in the Marvel movie universe. But I also find the idea of Thor himself, as we know it in Marvel, a sexy thing. Captain America is okay. Black Panther, I love Black Panther's story, and I love his power and where he gets his power from, like that whole idea of family and protection. So I find him really attractive. But then okay. So my brain kind of stops there at Thor and Black Panther. I think I also find Tony Stark attractive, but it's because I like the bad kind of like annoying guys like that. And so I only really like him which would be Iron Man, but I only really like him because of the Tony Stark character that I met the writer for this. So 100%, Tony Stark, as we know him in the MCU universe on film, was written for Robert Downey Jr. Legit, 100% by the writer. That's who that character was. That's not who he was based off of when they wrote the comic at the beginning, but when they did it for film, that's who he was based off of. So, like, these are my three favorites, I guess I would say.
All right, Galadriel. And I want to point out that DIY Muggle Guy is saying that they miss wine and cheese nights.
Me too. Sorry.
Danny's
like
saying,
so
I
many
always wanted to
friends
rim the
that,
Hulk while Thor watches.
The Hulk actor is really hot, but the Hulk
I will say
character
yes
is not.
to that. I will say, I mean, definitely not Captain America. I don't find that any of the characters, aside from Loki, that there's something about the rule flaunting and the just, I'm going to do whatever I want, which speaks to my soul. And also Tom Hiddleston also speaks to my soul.
Yeah, seriously though.
No, in general, I do not go for superheroes.
Oh.
So yes,
we are so similar yet so opposite.
No. I yes.
Yes. All
I
right.
do not go for superheroes.
Christian Major say the Winter Soldier, Cole, mask, long hair, the mask, the long hair, the Cole, the smolder, the swagger.
The Winter Soldier in the TV show right now, yes, but in the movies, no.
Christopher Murtaugh saying, I love Black Panther's character. Only wish it didn't have the royal family Harry Potter heritage baggage. You know what? All right, as a mainly het male, I'm gonna have to say there's not enough to pick from. There's not enough female characters in the MCU. I am gonna say
Just
I've
like
had a
what?
weakness for emo girls. So like Nebula, just there's so much there.
That makes
I
sense.
mean, she so much wants to be good, and at the same time she's no. All right, Misty is disagreeing with me on that.
No, I actually was coughing, but I like
You
muted
muted your
myself,
mic.
so you
Okay, it
wouldn't
just
have
made
to
it look
hear the
like you were
cough.
throwing up in your hand.
No,
All right.
no. If I was throwing up, I would do the "Huh," you'd know.
Yeah.
No. Nebula is a great character, actually. Oh, and Storm, yes.
Yes. What I can't wait to see how the mutants will be introduced into it. By the way, for all the geeky people here, check out the sister channel, which is Battlecom. So, which is also, if you go to the link tree, you can find out about that. It's the Geek War of comedy game shows. We talk a lot about the geek, and it is a game show.
Need
The
to
audience
check
can
this
win as well.
out. I
Definitely
don't
check
think
it.
I've ever really watched it. Oh my god.
But Valkyrie was hot. Definitely Valkyrie was hot. And
Valkyrie.
Can I
Remind me?
Valkyrie was Brunhild, not Brunhild, but from the Thor movies. She put her in charge of the Asgardians when he went away.
Yes.
That's Valkyrie.
Yeah, she's awesome. Oh, I know that actress. Yeah, she's really good.
And if I can say something, I don't want to sound creepy, but I feel creepy a little bit.
Say it.
I've always been a Kat Dennings fan.
Mm-hmm.
Lots of people tell me I look like her. I don't see it, but okay.
I can see it. I can see it. I like. Well, you're also a big glasses fan too, and they're known for their glasses as well.
I mean, I'm not wearing them tonight, but it's because I tried to do really good eye makeup. But I mean,
Tessa Thompson being the actress that plays Valkyrie, and Danny DeBelfe is saying, okay, but if you open up to Marvel, there are tons of incredibly hot and powerful women: Storm, Phoenix, Shadowcat, Rogue. Shadowcat was played by Elliot Page. So
nice.
That's something to be aware of. And Rogue's in the 1990s cartoon. True. All right, Kat Dennings is so adorable. I definitely agree, but I the age difference makes me feel creepy. But it's a crush thing, so it's okay. It's not like I'm acting
so
on
down. Message me, Daniel de Bellevue.
By the way, Danny is worked for Sephora for a number of years. We're gonna have
do my makeup.
Come back.
Please do my makeup.
There we are. Oh, we're getting behind on the question, so I'm gonna
keep going. We have lots of time. We have a whole hour, right? What time is it? I don't know. We're gonna say we have an hour. Go on.
We have about an hour left. Is anyone aware of hair removal product for men like such Nair Veet that doesn't dissolve into Amazon reviews with testes in ice cream? Something that doesn't burn the bits. So somebody is a little uncomfortable putting the razor next to the elbow skin that is a scrotum, and I'm in the hot seat. I have to jump on this bomb first. No, nothing that there's no easy fix for the scrotum. So if you're taking the hair off, just take it off carefully. And one of the things also I wanted to mention for Misty as well. Anytime that you're removing hair and you are shaving in the nether areas, a vitamin E rub helps reduce getting those little bumps and ingrown hairs.
What's
so
the
make
vitamin
sure
E
rub? You look for a cream that has vitamin E in it, and that helps with to prevent from getting the bumps, etc.
But can you use just like regular vitamin E, or do you have to use like a specific?
I only have used like a
Probably.
moisturizing cream that has vitamin E in it as well, which is also the same kind of. I believe that's also used with stretch marks as well to help reduce.
It is, yeah.
All right,
I'm in a
Misty,
hot
do you have
seat.
any advice for men?
Can confirm.
No. All I was
Latif is saying he's
going.
been using the magic powder.
Oh,
So I'm not
see,
familiar with
from
it.
a man to a man. I don't know.
Chris
Um,
Bertot is saying itchy one day later. Yes,
I've
but vitamin E helps with that. Go
I've
ahead.
used hair removals and I've never found them itchy one day later. I haven't. However, I stopped using like hair removals. Oh my God, I didn't even finish my sentence. But like a hair removal serum like Nair, I've used that and I find Nair that's unisex. You can use that wherever. The thing is be really diligent on the timing because I have burned my vulva and it is legit the worst. The worst. It is so painful and then there's nothing you can do about it and it doesn't pain until you take it off. It's the weirdest thing. And then once you wash it off, it's just like your skin is just raw as fuck.
It's
And
because
then
it's taken a layer of skin, so you're on the sensitive
yeah,
skin.
yeah,
I
it
I
was
believe
really
Christopher's
awful.
comment about itchy was about shaving,
Oh,
because
yeah,
that's
for
the growing
sure.
back.
I can understand that. I mean, I get that when I shave like my bikini line. Although, okay, I don't want to like, okay, so for me, something that's really helped me with my bikini line, and that could help you with your balls for sure, is I use a toner. So the toner happens to come from a place in Newfoundland, like a store in Newfoundland called Taval, but I don't want to, I'm not trying to promote anything here or
This
anything
isn't
like
a paid
that.
sponsorship. Yes.
Yeah.
Mhm.
But I do find they have two different toners that I've used and that I've legit used. I use it on my face and I also use it on my bikini line. And I found that it actually really, really helps with my ingrown hairs and also just with red dots. I still don't really like shaving at all. I'm a fucking hairy ass woman, but when I do shave it, because sometimes I don't like the look when I'm in my bathing suit. For me, I don't like it. I don't like it for me. Anyone else, I don't care. But
Mhm.
anyway, I digress. The whole thing is Nair, any of that stuff is painful if you leave it on too long. It does work.
So the answer for the question is to making sure that you don't leave it on too long.
Pay attention to the time. Pay attention to the time.
Maybe take it off a little sooner. Galadriel, do you have some answers on that?
Uh, the only thing I would, and it sucks because it's definitely a trial and error process. Get to know your own hair because what
Yes.
like the indications on the package may not actually work for you. I found that
Yep.
because again, I too am a hairy woman. I'm exuding
Humans
hair,
tend to be.
so we have to leave things a little bit longer for it to
Me
work.
too.
But again, you want to be extremely careful so that doing it once, waiting the indicated time, realizing that it's not enough for you, but it's still better for your skin to wash it off and start again than to end up burnt. Because as Misty experimented for all of us, you don't want burnt off. It hurts.
It's
Then you
so painful.
Latif is mentioning, but it's
so
in Black Hair
barring
Shop. So,
that,
okay. Oh,
yeah. Going
I believe this is a
yes,
follow
the
up
magic
to
powder.
the.
It's also available in yes, magic powder. I've actually used it myself.
For what though?
And
What's magic
available
powder?
in the
Hood.
so it
Hood.
comes in powder form. You mix it with water. You create a paste, and that is the hair remover that you're using. So it's essentially like in powder form rather than being pre-mixed in a cream. So you can
So you'd
find
use
it. I
that.
found this hair section.
So you'd use that mostly, like, say, maybe your armpits or your legs or
You
something.
basically use Oh, I've used it other places. I've used it on my bikini line. It's not as practical, I would say, as like a cream. Like this
So
one's
is
more
it
of a paste, so you're not like necessarily walking around your house, but you can just like chill in your bathroom and read a book.
so yes,
But
I've been
yes, it
there.
comes in powder form, and you mix it with water yourself to make the paste.
Okay.
Danny wanted to share that bio oil has vitamin E. It's sold at Pharmaprix for like $10.
Thank
It's
you.
Shoppers Drug Mart for those people outside of Quebec. And Danny's also saying vitamin E and K will help reduce redness, scarring, and irritation.
Daniel de Bellevue, we need to be friends. Please get at me.
Definitely. You know what? Felicia Rain said something that really
I know
spoke
we're
to
going to be
me
good friends.
last week. Was that they're not a drag persona who does comedy. They're a comedian who happens to do drag. They're very smart, very funny, and incredibly.
What a wonderful way to describe yourself. It makes like you understand exactly where you're coming from
I
and
love
who you
it.
are. Oh my God. Can we just cheers to that fucking explanation? Cheers. Bink. There. That
Boom.
was like a pure
Sláinte.
cheers.
Yes. Ew.
Definitely have to have Danny back on soon.
I want to be on with them.
There's a lineup. Sorry, Galadriel, leaving you hanging like that. There we are.
Oh no. Oh no.
Sláinte.
No. I cheers too.
So I think she's frozen, but I'm gonna.
But you can see me through my glass.
Oh, you can see my hat.
I'm drowning. Oh no, I'm back. Oh no, oh no,
Oh no!
Oh
You
no!
guys.
Somebody has given us a Mary fuck kill.
What? Oh yay! Oh, I love
Oh.
this question. Ask it.
Oh,
it.
Alright.
fuck no, okay.
Mary fuck kill. It's Shaggy from Scooby Doo, Fred Flintstone, and Yogi Bear.
Oh my God.
And in the hot seat, it is Galadriel. Shaggy from Scooby Doo, Fred Flintstone, and Yogi Bear.
Shaggy, Fred, Yogi. This is a hard one. I don't envy you,
okay.
Galadriel.
Marry Yogi, fuck Shaggy, kill Fred Flintstone.
Boom. Christopher's given us a sláinte. I'm gonna have to go agree with you completely. Like Shaggy is fun to hang out with, get some good weed and edibles. Obviously, those Scooby snacks. But Fred represents the patriarchy, so he has to go.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I don't know. I mean, for sure, I would say kill Fred because he does represent the patriarchy. There's not even any kind of like workaround here. He is the patriarchy. But then Shaggy and Yogi, it's like who would be the least annoying? And I'm finding it really difficult to decide who would be the least annoying. Because
Hey, boo boo.
yeah, but see, that could be both of them. What you did just there, I don't know who you were. That could be both of them. Like,
Thanks.
I feel like this is a really hard question to answer because Shaggy, I think maybe you could teach him more, but Yogi, you might be able to teach more too. So I don't know. Okay, you know what? I'm gonna say I'll marry Shaggy because I like redheads, and I'll fuck Yogi because he's a bear. He probably has a big dick.
There we are. Explaining gay culture. There's I don't.
That was
not
really
exactly.
hard. That was a hard one. I wanted it to be easy.
All right. We Denny is saying that they've added both of you on Instagram. Fantastic. Christopher Murtaugh said we're not frozen. They're in a hot tub. They're
I'm
enjoying
so
the heat.
jealous of you in your fucking hot tub. Next time we do this show, I'm gonna be in my
Lucky
fucking
you.
bath. I've done it. That's it. The Love Doctor. Next time we do this show,
we should do a bath show.
I'm gonna be in the bath.
All right, that's gonna encourage me to have you on sooner. That's for sure.
Let me
all
know
right.
though a little bit
Mhm.
in advance so that I can get a thingy to put over my bath so that I can put my computer on it so I don't like electrocute myself.
Yes, please keep the wires out of your bath. I've been told to loosen up and to get out of my head, so please help me get into the moment. Any
Oh.
tricks or tips to do so?
Oh.
Misty, you are in the hot seat. What is your take on that?
Okay, I find this really layered because I need to know how this was said to you. Because loosen up and get out of your head can be a very mean thing to say to somebody, especially if we're talking about sex and sexuality. The person that said that to you, if okay, if they're a close partner, let's just break it down. If they're a close partner and they know that you're going through something and this is something that's acceptable to say, well, then it's really just inner work that you have to do for yourself. Basically, the answer fully is inner work you have to do for yourself. However, the timing of it, actually, you know what? To be perfectly honest, I don't like this question. I don't like somebody telling you that you need to loosen up and I just don't like that. I just don't like someone telling you need to loosen up. Maybe that touches something on me and maybe I'm a bit triggered, but I don't like that.
That is a fair answer. Galadriel's coming in here, but I just want to get to Christopher's comment. Fred is a victim or product of the patriarchy, like the rest of us. But Scooby is an actual animal, which is weird. Well, actually, Yogi was the only animal in that because it was Shaggy, and Shaggy being
Shaggy.
the stoner friend of
Mhm.
Scooby was in the FMK that we had to
Shaggy's a
do.
human.
Yeah, and Donata's saying it's important to feel safe and comfortable.
Yes.
That is very very important.
Yes.
Mhm.
hmm I don't
Galadriel,
like
your
that this
take.
person
And
has to
so
ask this
I
question.
agree with what he said about the context of the comment. That said, if we're just talking about like this idea of getting out of one's head, this is actually literally what I
Yeah,
teach in my classes. So it's
it
kind of my
is.
jam.
Good at it.
I will say, like, regardless of context, it's important to be able to get out of our own head because I think our brains spin a lot of things that may or may not be true, and there's a lot of wisdom elsewhere in our body that we need to tap into. So one of the basic exercises that I have, and I even bug my friends with that because I find it so fascinating, is take the time to really feel what your body's feeling regardless of the situation. And actually get like a really conscious body check in any situation of your life. Start doing it like once a day. I don't know,
Good.
you're starting your kitchen washing dishes, whatever, or you're taking a walk, you're walking back from the grocery store. Take the time to first identify what you're feeling and the story that you're telling. What is the emotion that you're feeling? And then
Right.
once you've sort of figured that out, and it can be hard because like we're so used to categorizing emotion as like good or bad.
hmm
You know, I'm feeling good or I'm feeling bad, and there's no nuance, there's no in between, and a lot of in between. Have sort of an ish idea of how you might be feeling at the moment, not why you're feeling like that, just how you're feeling. Check in with your body, like how does that manifest in your body, and if you take the time to figure out, like, I don't know, I'm sad, it means that I feel like there's a specific feeling in my stomach, or I feel something in my lower back. Interestingly, a lot of women have these feelings like really stuck in their hips and lower backs, which I find fascinating. The same could be done about like positive emotions. If you're super happy, if you're feeling joy, where are you feeling it in your body? Do you get like that tingly feeling maybe throughout your torso, or maybe if you're sad about your legs super heavy? So by being able to do these body checks and figure out how your body actually feels these emotions, it helps you get out of your brain, which is just gonna keep spinning your narrative, which is okay, but sometimes it's not what you need. And I think that we are taught by society emotions, because emotions are not rational. Face facts, and I personally feel that there's actually a lot of wisdom in our instincts and in our bodies. They teach us how to act with the world, and it's really worthwhile to take a moment to like step back, sort of quiet what's happening in our brains, and really check in with the rest of our bodies. And also, like, side note, this can just be, they do wonders for your enjoyment of pleasure in general. I was originally going to say like your sex life, but not even that. One of my personal mottos is prioritizing pleasure. And it really is saying, what do I feel in my body? Does it feel good? Does it feel bad? And by knowing that and layering these these pleasurable things, you can then achieve something that is really, really worth feeling. So to recap, if someone tells you it's enough, they can kind of go screw. At the same time, if this is desire for yourself, there are ways to access that, and they can be like really worthy paths to discovery.
Oh my God. I'm sorry. Can I just butt in just for 1 second just to say I love you. I love everything you said right there. It was so positive and I love it. Sorry, Love Doctor. Please go ahead.
I have one extra take on that, but I want to actually get to the comments too. Danny DeBelfe is saying telling someone to loosen up is passive aggressive, and just reeks of control. I'm all for getting out of your head, but maybe find a different way to communicate that to your partner than loosen up. So guide them rather than as opposed to try to directing them. Latif saying agreed. It's gross. No one can be blamed for being triggered by that crappy term. Lynn Alex saying maybe anxiety exercise would work to help focus. This is what I was going to get to, where I'm my camera's in front of the screen. That's why I've been tilting back and forth just to say where you think of a thing you see, thing you hear, a thing you touch, etc. One of the things as a performer, people who are getting ready to perform begin to get paralyzed by the nervousness of it. And one of the things that I would tell to a performer that if they're feeling these panic moments is to take a deep breath. And the idea is not to be the breathing, but it's also to put their mind to consciously take that breath, to hold that breath, and to think about exhaling, like taking that moment to hold it and then exhale it out. Because then they're thinking about something else that is happening in the moment. And there's those little tricks that can take you into the moment that make it easier for you to accept the rest of the moments that are coming. But I agree that it is a very passive aggressively if somebody's telling you be in the moment. At the same time, I get so fucking fed up with people who are at shows or out at a tourist location who've got the phone up and they're concentrating on the little tiny screen, and they have like the splendor of the view from the mountain or their favorite band on stage, but they're deciding to watch it on a little screen rather than being in the moment of watching it live. Like, your memories may fade, yes,
For
but
sure,
the
but
thing is,
like
to enjoy the experience as you're having it. And I've somehow made myself go out of focus in that. But
it's also like, I don't know, when you're talking about like feeling the moment and being part of the moment and whatever. Like, I have so many fucking pictures, so many pictures, not selfies, pictures of being out and about and being in places that I've legit never done anything with. Hundreds, actually, I would say thousands. I have thousands of pictures, and like some of them, especially at concerts and stuff, like, I'm 43, right? I grew up without cell phones. I went to concerts first without all this shit. Like, not to like put it down, not to sound old saying, "Oh, technology is the worst." That's not what I'm trying to say. But I'm just saying that there is something to say for really fully experiencing the moment, you know? Like when you're sitting there with your phone and you're trying to experience it, it's not the same. And I've done it, and I've done it because there's been moments where I went to Radiohead. It has been I loved Radiohead since what, 95. And then all of a sudden I saw them only a couple years ago. And yeah, for fucking sure, I had my fucking phone up so that I could remember it. But at the same time, the whole time I did that, I still didn't even look at it. Like, if you see the videos and the pictures, they are shit. But it was just so that I could remember that I was there because I wanted to experience it and still have a memory. So, like, I lost track of what I was trying to say. I'm sorry.
It's no, the idea of capturing a memory, but the thing is, if you're only concentrating on your phone while it's happening, then
Yeah, then you're not
in the
there.
moment of it.
You're not there.
So again, the breathing exercise as a just concentrate on something that you have control of in the moment can help put you in the moment so you can experience the rest in the moment. But don't do it because someone has told you to.
No,
Do it
absolutely.
because
Yeah,
you feel it's important for your personal growth.
that's it.
Christopher's saying, don't tell your partner to get out of their head. Try to find a way to join them there.
That's it. That's exactly it. Yeah. Don't ever tell them to get out of their head. If they're in their head, then there's something else going
Yes.
on. Like, I mean, from personal experience, like that's why I got triggered. Like saying get out of your head, there's something else going on. And then you're really not addressing the problem. And maybe at the point in time when they're asking you to get out of your head is not necessarily the best time to address the problem, maybe, because maybe you haven't addressed it for yourself. And maybe you did and you realized and you just don't want to say, I don't know. But that is not a term you should ever say to a partner ever, is get out of your head. It should be, what is bothering you? How can I help you?
Yeah. At the same time, if something is triggering you to give you those warning signs, address that first.
Yes.
I always address that. Trust your instincts on things, but don't be afraid to self-evaluate in the moment. But the thing is, self-evaluate. Don't have somebody else evaluating you.
Self-evaluate is key.
All right.
Going to therapy and even learning your own, like, and I mean, like, even people that don't think they need therapy, but going to therapy and learning your own way of self-evaluation is so fucking important. Like, I didn't do that until I was assaulted. Like, let's not beat around the bush here, you know? I didn't do that until that happened. And then when I did, I have become so much more self-aware and like really able to assess why I'm making the decisions that I'm making. Like, I went to acting school and I didn't even allow myself the ability to understand why I was making the decisions that I did. And it wasn't until this horrible thing happened to me that I went to therapy, and then I was actually able to like step back and assess it all. Like, I think that therapy, I mean, I haven't really delved deep into why I wasn't able to do it before the awful thing happened, but I think that therapy can help a lot of people, and I think there's no problems in doing that. And I think that knowing yourself and knowing your decisions will only help you be better in all of these things we're just talking about.
Definitely. Quality therapy is very important. I kind of wish it was a lot like Air Canada. You go in, they put you in a comfy seat, and then they lose your baggage.
Air Canada's not quality all the time, though.
Well, that was the lose the baggage comment. Christopher Murtaugh saying there are beautiful things to find in your partner's head. Encourage that.
Yes.
So the next question we have here is, what is pegging? I'm in
no
the hot
idea.
seat.
Good.
Delightful. That's what pegging is. It is delightful. Misty. No, actually, I should probably take that back. It is pegging is when somebody would be using a strap on upon their penis having partner. And it is the design is to play with the male prostate, so the penis having person being on the receiving end of penetrative sex.
Okay.
That is pegging, with the involvement, not anal sex as in with an actual another penis, but with an artificial penis. So that is the loose definition of pegging. So I hope that
Thank
helps
you.
out. And also with anal sex, fucking take your time, use lube, and pay attention to your partner.
Okay, well, from all of the knowledge I just gained, I would say pegging is a good thing if it's consensual, and definitely use lube.
Boom. Galadriel.
Back to you.
That smile says words, volumes.
You've all
That
summed
was
it up
the
so
best.
well. But yeah, yes.
Oh no! All right. There's only
Take your
I thi-
time, use lube, and when I say take your time, take your time.
I think it's important to take your time with anything.
Anal.
Anything,
Anything.
especially
Period.
anything anal, but anything. Take your time. Make sure your partner is there for it. Make sure you're there for it.
Boom. Hold on. Are you telling people to be in the moment?
Yes.
And
Just
again,
wanted to be clear.
yeah, be in the moment. But again, it is not a thing where you get a prize.
No.
So
There's
let's
no
make
prize.
it
There's no prize for
about
any of it.
And a lot of what you
fucking
see,
job.
especially
So-
with anal sex, what you see in porn is they are professionals. They have trained for this. They have prepared for this. It's like you can't watch professional wrestling and then expect to be able to go do a triple backflip off the top rope, and to do some kind of super
did it,
edge
right?
head slam.
Exactly.
So
I love the image.
just take the time. It's just, yeah, wrestlers and gay sex. It sort of all comes together.
Great.
All right. The next question we have is a weird pairing. Is can you have
Yes.
anal sex if you have hemorrhoids?
100% yes.
Oh, well, Galadriel's in the hot seat.
Sorry.
I don't feel like professor. I'm happy to hear Misty comment on it. Again, like with anything anal, use pain as a gauge. If it hurts, don't do it. And yes, I'll pass the mic to Misty, who seems to have a more definite answer.
Right. And Christopher Murtaugh just added the thought of anything worth doing well rarely does quickly equate with that. So doing well, don't do it quickly. And I guess that also goes with anal sex with hemorrhoids. Misty, if you want to jump in on this.
Not that I've had anal sex very often. The person that made me squirt was the same person that I had really good anal sex with. Maybe there's a coalition there, I don't know. But at the same time, I have basically, okay, here's a lot of info for any of you that don't know me very well. I'm going to get right up close and personal. Hang on. Let's do it proper. So, I have a hemorrhoid that doesn't really seem to go away. I've used cream on it numerous times. It gets smaller, but it's always still kind of there, hanging out of my butt. And I know that specifically because my ex happened to unceremoniously tell me that it was always there, hanging out of my butt. Now, that said, whenever he would say, finger me a little bit up the butt, or like play with my butt with the tip of his penis, because like I'm not super into anal sex. The only person I was really into anal sex with was that same person that I like ejaculated with, but he had a particular size penis and I haven't found that same size since. Like in between the big and small, just like that perfect fucking size.
Size and shape
But
makes difference.
that said, the playfulness that has happened when I've had a hemorrhoid has been really good, and it hasn't been hurting, except when your hemorrhoid is hurting, don't be at it. But when your hemorrhoid is not hurting, it's all good. And like legit, my underwear sometimes okay, I gained weight, and when I gained weight, I didn't buy new underwear right away. And so those underwear were fucking constricting, and they constricted my vulva and my hemorrhoid. And so sexual pleasure was like really hard to come by because I was so traumatized because of my underwear that it took a long time for it just to air out before anything could happen. So that is a really long-winded answer and everything I can think of to that question.
Boom. If I can add anything to that, anyone who's on the receiving end, cheers, slanche on that. Anytime, it's a little different with women than it is with men. Being able to relax. The lube is very important.
Absolutely.
The,
Okay,
the
lube is
perfect
very
fucking
important.
size, aka Irish. Christopher is saying
He wasn't Irish.
he wasn't Irish.
Nope, just saying.
Just say it. All right, but I'm glad that you went to do his genealogy tree. Christopher's giving us a slanche. Anything to do with anal requires sort of being relaxed. If it's a female, a vulva having partner who's going to be on the receiving end, I highly recommend making sure that they've had an orgasm first.
Oh,
Right, because that helps with
yes.
the with
Relaxation and the
relaxation
opening. Or
and
they're just
trust a
about
little bit
good
too.
point.
The other thing is how the receiver is reacting. If somebody is tense, they tend to kind of clench up, and if they're clenching up, that's how people get hurt. So the receiver has to, while they're feeling a little bit of pressure on the rim on the sphincter, they have to be thinking about pushing something out. Even though mentally you're thinking pushing something out, all that is telling the sphincter is to dilate, and that would allow it to receive as well. So in combination with the lube, being relaxed and dilating, that allows entry up the poop chute. There we are. Just I was sounding too technical there. I had to change up the language slightly, but that is that's some of the advice when it comes to anal sex. And again, involving hemorrhoids. If it hurts, then no. Anything. If you don't like the hurt, then it's a no.
Then
Some people
don't
do
do
like a little
it.
bit of pain, but that
Yeah.
pain might not be the type of pain you like.
But
So
hemorrhoids
please.
are also just like I find the one that just sticks out of my butt all the time gives me such anxiety. It's like I don't even want to meet new partners. Like you might go down on me and see this thing like hang it. It's like a tail. It's like this tiny little like this big. It's like this tiny little tail. It's like bloop. I'll just pop out and I'm like, what the fuck? Anyway. Too much information. TMI.
We currently only have 2 questions left, so we're going to get at this because we are close to our 2-hour limit.
We could talk for
Right,
hours, my friend. It's so
we
easy.
definitely could. Galadriel is in the hot seat, but the question is, what's your favorite erotic scene from a mainstream movie? Why do you
Ooh.
love it, Galadriel?
Oh, for me to be put in the hot seat. Okay. I'm notoriously bad for being put on the spot. Things of a general nature like that. Kind of think. And also, I have a sad backlog of movies. Okay, so I'm gonna hark back really, 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 really back. I think the mainstream movie that had the most erotic for me was Dangerous Liaisons with
yeah.
John Malkovich. I think it's like in 1985 movie or something.
Yeah.
I want to say almost in that. I mean, John Malkovich in that movie, in the entire movie, is just, I don't know, the embodiment of sex. Hence me having a huge Malkovich at a very age for a very. So I would, and I think a lot of it is just the idea of transgression. and the idea of not necessarily forcing sex, but showing partners that their desire is stronger than social conventions.
Mm-hmm.
I love this idea. I love this idea. I would go with that. It's not right.
That is a great answer. I'm going to have to. It might what's going through my head right now is what exactly is a mainstream movie.
Yeah,
I mean,
good question, actually.
like a lot of sex, lies, and
Maybe
videotape. The confession
not
aspect.
porn movie.
Not porn movie. But the other thing is like the spanking scene in Secretary with James Spader and Maggie Gyllenhaal.
Oh, but that is actually something special.
That the entire film is very special. But how she showed her enjoyment in that, like, and how he, like, his desire that was being expressed through that scene. Both of them did fantastic jobs, and it is highly erotic. So I have to go with that film. I just realized that both my films had James Spader in it, so maybe I have a thing.
Maybe. Do you like Crash too?
Oh, damn it! I've been. That's it. I've been typed.
Pretty in
Misty.
pink.
So, yes, you just described yourself, pretty in pink.
I guess okay, when we said this and I thought about it, okay, my first instinct was to go with A Room with a View. I guess that's an 80s movie, I think. Or maybe an early 90s movie. I know Helena Bonham Carter is in it. But A Room with a View was about like forbidden love. And it was these two people that fell in love, and then their sex scene when they actually were able to like do stuff, to me, was super erotic and super hot. And if we're gonna just, yeah, that's what I think of. And that's what I go with. Otherwise, the rest of it I just find kind of bland.
There's a lot of sex that is in mainstream Hollywood movies that is just
Bland.
It's bland, or it's not right, and how they're filmed. Another way is like
how it's filmed is a big thing. Yes, you totally, yes.
So that does affect the actor's mindset, and the fact that have to repeat it, like the idea of passion. That's why the scene in Secretary really calls out to me, because of the fact that the passion is like, if they weren't doing that with multiple cameras, like the fact that they had to do that build, both of them doing the build that is felt in that scene individually is.
Did they do that more than once, or was that a one take scene with multiple cameras that they put together? Do you know?
I do not know. But
because
that is a testament. Both of them are excellent actors.
They are. And there's a lot. I mean, even with like everything we just said, and like even other movies, like it really depends on how it's filmed, because everything. Okay, so coming from a theater background, I love to research how things are done, and how many takes it took to do certain things, and like stuff like that. You know, because there's something to be said for something that takes one take, where you have like a bunch of cameras, but you have one take to do it. You know, I mean, it's not sexual, but one of the first things that comes to mind, because it's one of the first things that I remember ever seeing on TV that was ever done like this, was in Mad About You, where the husband and wife were trying to get their fucking kid to stop crying. You know, so they were sitting outside the door and the kid was crying the whole time. But that was like one take, and it was literally, they had to do what they were supposed to do in that one take. Like they had to be part of the moment. So I find with something that's super sexual like that, maybe something that's one take could be like even more effective, you know, even more like you feel the urgency because of it. You know, you feel that like they're drawing you in because they're like feeling that fucking moment as you're watching. Like, I think that good porn could be described in that way. It's just that we have, I don't know, okay, from my limited experience, I say we have a lot there's not a lot of good porn out there that you can actually like access. In my experience, that's what I say, because I'm not really a huge porn fan, but I think that a porn that can show you that sense of urgency, where it's one take of somebody just wanting it so bad, which I think is much more erotic than it is pornography. Like that's oh, I'm turning myself on right now, so I'm just gonna stop talking.
I also I want to point out something that had a film that was sort of mainstream that just did not, I didn't find sexy.
Which one?
Nymphomaniac.
I don't know it.
Lars von Trier. I'm pronouncing it wrong.
Neither do I.
It's actually two films. It was released as two separate films. It won. Did it win the Palme d'Or? But
Nymphomaniac?
Nymphomaniac. One and Nymphomaniac 2. And I think I just felt very douchey. It felt very douchey. It's about a very self-destructive person who uses sex as the tool for self-destruction.
So you felt douchey watching it because the person is a self-destructive human?
You know what? And that can't, like, I loved Fleabag.
Yeah.
And that person is self-destructive as well.
Absolutely. And is it because she's a woman that we don't feel that way? Or is it because she's not taking advantage of anyone?
I think...
Because I don't know the movie you're talking about.
Okay.
But like Fleabag itself, is like, she's totally self-destructive.
She's dealing with grief.
But you know what? Exactly. She's dealing with grief and she's self-destructive to herself. Yes. She's legit self-destructive to herself. There's nothing about her that is self-destructive to other people. And when she discovers that it is, she tries to curb that behavior. Again, it's also a series rather than a movie.
And the thing is, I mean, they actually, Nymphomaniac had to be two films, but at the same time, it's like Fleabag, the writer was the woman, where Lars von Trier was the writer for Nymphomaniac. And the thing is, like, this film got lauded with a lot of praise and a lot of controversy. And him and the male leads, Shia LaBeouf is in it, tried to sort of insinuate that the sex that actually happened in it was real. And then the actress sort of like said, no fucking way. That was not me.
Oh, let me guess. Shia LaBeouf is in a movie where he's insinuating that the sex was real.
And so was the director as well. So it's not.
Can I roll my eyes any further back into my head?
Danny DeBelfe is saying there needs to be more story-based porn. Fuck yes.
Oh yeah.
I have to say that.
100%.
Like consensual amateur porn is great, but it's like
amateur and boring, and I don't want to watch it.
Yeah, there can be a certain level of passion there, but the thing is, it's how is it distributed? Is the everybody involved okay with it being distributed?
So I just realized I have that eye thing where you can see the bottom of my eyes as I'm looking at you. Apparently, this is a condition.
All right.
Sorry, I just noticed as I did that.
But not poorly acted. I mean, legitimate story with hot and passionate sex.
Okay, but see, nice.
I definitely agree, Danielle, or Danny, with that. So please, that I definitely agree.
Well, because the movie you were talking about, Secretary.
Fucking hot.
That had hot, passionate sex, and that to me had nothing other than. No, it was to me. It was consensual, playful, exactly what you wanted. Like when you are presented with this situation that they were in, what they showed us was what we wanted to see. Except maybe if it was like an actual porn, we would have seen a little bit more graphic. Like That's a good movie.
Danny is saying, I love self-destructive characters. That's why my therapist loves me. And I really,
Fleabag.
you know what? I need to check her name because I know, I believe she's going to be in the MCU very
Who? What?
shortly.
The woman the Fleabag lady?
Yes, I need to find her name here. Phoebe Waller-Bridge.
Yes, Phoebe Waller-Bridge. Yes. She's
She's
gonna
going
be
to be joining the MCU.
Mhm.
She
No
is
way.
she is a fantastic writer,
Who?
producer,
How?
director.
How is she gonna be part of the MCU?
I'd have to find the article again, but I read that and it was like, oh yes.
Oh my God,
But
dear
this was
God,
like a
please
couple days
find the
ago,
article
and I have
and
a
please
memory like
share
a
it
goldfish.
because
So
I'm sorry, because like I
Mhm.
volunteer every year for like the Comic-Con. And if she could be here for the Comic-Con, oh my God, I would die. I want to be her guest liaison.
yes.
Okay, sorry, that took a second.
Christopher is saying he's with Misty Portugal, not into porn. Okay, with anyone else who is, but I think a better plot will help. True, I definitely agree with both of you on that.
Okay, do you guys want to hear a story a little bit? Little story?
Well,
It's kind
let's
of
get this comment in. Daniel de Buffet is saying, "I would sooner cut off my penis than sleep with Shia LaBeouf." Uh,
absolutely
and Christopher is saying that he is the
typo king.
typo king. But
Case for a lot of
the
people.
idea, the character arcs that she wrote, because Phoebe Waller-Bridge, Fleabag was based off of a one-woman play that she did. She
Yeah,
kept creative control
and she did it for 2 fucking seasons.
seasons, and she's refused to do a third season, no matter how much the fans are demanding. And I think it is a perfect ending for the second season and a perfect ending for the series. And I praise her for
It's
stepping
brilliant.
away from the money.
It's
Mhm.
brilliant. It's brilliant. There's some shows, it's like, Russian Doll. I think Russian Doll should have been a one of. There is a second season, and I'm kind of excited because, again, it's like all women that are doing it, whatever. But Russian Doll itself, that first season was fucking brilliant. And I feel like that should
Mhm.
be a one season of. And like Fleabag could have ended at the first season, but I'm glad they didn't because she didn't finish the story. You know, in the first season, I don't know if any of you have seen Fleabag, you'll know what I'm saying. That in the first season, it wasn't finished. And in the second season, she introduced so many things that could have kept going, but she still finished the story. As
I
she was filming it, as she was doing it, to
Mhm.
me, in my mind, watching it as a person that had no idea if there was gonna be a 3rd season or not, I was like, "I'm okay with this." I mean, I hate it. I wanna watch her do shit for a long time, but at the same time, I understand that this character, this person, this story, it's done, and, like,
Galadriel, do you have anything to add about Fleabag? Because I do. There's something I want to say.
I do
at it.
not still on my to watch list.
All right,
You've
it is
never
there.
seen it. Message me when
I
you
will
watch
try
it.
not to spoil anything, but in the first season, she is dealing with grief,
A lot of grief.
a lot of
Really
grief,
hard,
and a
hard.
lot of guilt. And how that is unveiled, it's like slowly peeling an onion.
No.
How we get to that, which is fantastic. And at the end, she sort of deals with the grief. We've got an empty bottle talking about grief. But the second season, she learns to accept love.
Yes.
And I think that is a beautiful end to that, because you kind of know at that point, even though not all the tangents have been resolved, she's going to be okay. And that is what's important to the fucking story.
Yeah,
And
it
that's
is.
why
Yeah,
Fleabag is a good piece of art, and I do recommend it to people. I
absolutely,
hope I haven't spoiled it in
100%.
any way.
I mean, maybe you gave
Look
away the
forward to
ending
it.
a little bit there, but I think that you had to in the context of what you were
I
saying.
did not give any specifics of where it's from.
No, you didn't. You didn't. You didn't. And there's lots of things that could be from.
Exactly.
100%. Yeah. Mhm. Watch it. Watch it, people that are watching this live stream right now. Watch Fleabag.
All right, we're losing viewers at this point in time. I think we've got one more question here.
Oh no, are we at the
we're at our
2 hour
2
mark?
hours, and the wine bottle is empty. So the last thing that is coming as a question is, you three are awesome. Many thanks. Heart.
Yay.
And
Thank you.
I want to thank the both of you for joining me here, Misty,
Thank you for
Portugal.
watching.
Let's thank you everybody for watching. Thank you for those who are donating. The link tree is running on the bottom. Misty Portugal on Instagram. She is right above me right here. That's Misty Portugal on Instagram.
Hello.
And right over here is Galadriel Caresse on Instagram. Please follow them. All my managers and my socials are below in the link tree. For everybody that is there. Danny DeBethes, before you all sign off, I want to thank you for such a great night. I needed this. You were all so fantastic, fabulous, sending tons of love. Christopher Major is giving us a heart as well. And I want to thank everybody who's out there. I want to thank you for the chance to perform, even if it is in this digital format. So we're gonna log off in the backstage, and thank you all, everybody.
Thank you so much,
being part of our
everyone.
night.
This was such a great evening. Thank you so much for being part of the convo.
Cheers. Good night.
Thank you so much.